When is the crypto market going to reach the bottom, and will we see a bounce back? We're going to talk about that in this video. We're going to talk about it in the context of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the overall crypto market. But even if you don't own Bitcoin, if you don't own Ethereum, you need to pay attention to this because those two cryptos make up north of 60 plus of the entire crypto market capitalization. So that's north of $600 billion out of the 1 trillion plus dollar market capitalization. So we look at Bitcoin, we look at Ethereum, and they tell us, per some analysis that we're going to look at real quickly, what we can expect to see, a little bit more downside, and when we can see a bounce back. Because we're going to talk about in this video. As always, thanks for your support. Okay, so let's look real quickly at what we've got going on right now. Okay, right now we were sitting at 1 trillion, 1.07 trillion, down 0.14. Bitcoin at 26.5, Ethereum at 1700 and change. And you see in the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has hit that 26,374 range and is trading pretty tightly in that 26.3 to 26.5 is trading really tightly. Again, it's flat. Okay, if we look at the last 7 days, Bitcoin's had a little bit of volatility, trading in that all the way from in that kind of in this $26,000 range down to 24. So it did dip below that $25,000 range, but kind of trading nicely there. And if you look at kind of in the 1 month, you see very similar. So we've hit a high of 28.1 and kind of a low of 24, basically 24.9. Okay, so what are we looking at? What are we thinking here? All right. Let me make this a little bit bigger for you. There you go. Okay. So analysts who called 2022 crypto low says Bitcoin getting close to bottoming out, but there's a catch. So here's why we're talking about this. Remember, even if you don't own Bitcoin, stay till the end of the video because this is important. Because again, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they drive the entire crypto market. Okay. So we look at Bitcoin and we go, okay, when we see Bitcoin, say, if it bottoms out and goes to this certain level, then the rest of the crypto market's going to move down. And then if it hits that level, that's our bottom. And then we can kind of start to see moving back up for everything you own. Cardano, everything else, right? Okay, so that's why I'm really telling you this is important. Okay, so there's a catch, he said. All right, so we're going to continue to move down here. So this particular analyst says Bitcoin may have to dip by more than 20% from its current price before finding the key level of support. So if you look at kind of the current level at say 26.5, so 20% of that is like 10%. The easy way to do that is 10% of 26,500 is 2600 and change, 2,650. So 20% would be obviously around $5,300, give or take. So that says that we could see a 20% correction down to right around that $20,000 to $21,000 range for Bitcoin again. Okay, so that's what's interesting here. Okay, so that could be our catch, is that it may have to dip down to that level. So 20% down would be roughly $20,000 to $21,000. And he says, quote, we're getting close to support, but we're getting close to support while drifting lower. I hate that. I don't want to drift into support. So he says, what I usually do think about is when you drift into support, I'm thinking this could be the bottom wise, but we could wick down to the next support. The next support below this kind of like 24,000 to 22 area is just 20,000. Again, that's 20% move down. Okay. So moving down to that $20,000 range. So the longer this goes and the slower we go, the more likely. So what he's talking about here is that if it takes a lot of time and we get kind of this minor drift down for Bitcoin, kind of just gradually moving down a little bit, drifting down into the, below 24,000 and then maybe drifting down into that 20 to 21,000 range, the longer that takes, the more likely we are to get there, is what he is saying, this particular analyst. But then he says, look, I'd be happy to accumulate Bitcoin at that $20,000 level. Hey, me too. I would as well. So, and then he says, look, he's watching whether Bitcoin could show signs of strength by reclaiming that 27.4. Okay, right here. And this is, we'll end on this quote. But right now, I want to either see strength, and this is going to be best seen on the daily time frame, which would basically just mean going above 27,004. I think that's a good kind of a measurement of strength because right now we're trading below the consolidation of what led to the top, and let's trade above there for me, kind of take action or just go lower. Either works for me. Okay, so basically, here's what I'm saying: is if we take time. So if over a period of time, if we have this gradual kind of drift down and we drift below that 24,000 range, we're most likely going to drift down to that 20 to 21,000 range. That'd be a 20% correction. However, if we can see strength and we see a move above 27.4 for Bitcoin, then it looks like we're off and running and we could see something, nice there. Okay. So that kind of gives you, when will we reach the bottom and see a bounce back? If we see that bottom of Bitcoin and go to 20,000, that could be our bottom for the entire market. It'll pull Ethereum down. It'll pull everything down along with it for a while. Then that'll be our bottom. We can bounce back up and move back up from there. That's if it kind of gradually takes over time. Meanwhile, if we move back above that and we hit that 27.5, if we roll into this week and we get some good positive momentum, we go to 27.5, we could see us moving back up from there. So there's your kind of downside risk scenario, or kind of that bounce back when we reach the bottom, and your other side of the coin as well. Go make some money. I'll see you. But if we hit 20,000 Bitcoin, I'm buying. See you.